All praise. Hebrews 13:17, prophets on the scene. Wash your souls clean before we go into the gasoline. Took a while to understand Psalms 111:10. Brother calling me from Mississippi trying to build a man. I flushed 14 grams, it made angels rejoice. It made me and Satan divorce, no spousal support. I'm running the course with my hand to the plow. Now putting in the pebble the way Soldier James taught me how. Break it out. It strengthened my spirit when we in the building. Ain't no feeling like giving the precept for a precept given. Preach, MOV condition. Teach, self a second living. We, 2 Timothy 2:15, represent us with a common interest. Prophesy to the wind, reveal the man of sin, endure it to the end. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen.
Shalom. It's going down. Watchman Radio. Officer Asa.
Officer Yokanan.
Officer Judah.
We in this building.
You here. We in this building. So we back with another episode, but we got to open up correctly. Let's get Isaiah 62 and verse 6.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
That's who you looking at right now. You looking at the watchman.
That's right.
Read.
Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
So we not going to keep silence. We going to make mention of the Most High God, sun up, sun down, and we going to show our people the truth. Because a watchman watches out for danger. Our leaders are not doing that. So the men of God have rose up. We going to do that. Ezekiel 3:17.
Real quick, before we get here, BT, do not have a heart attack. Because y'all heard what the man just did with the microphone, right? Y'all heard that? It sounded like a bag of chips was crumpling up, but we're going to get back to the regular show.
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 3.
Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
What is the watchman supposed to do?
Hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Once we learn this word, we are supposed to give our people warning. Wake them up. Warn them of the traps and the setups that is this place called America. So we finna get into the topic. Today's topic is black women, no accountability. We might need security after this.
It's gonna be bloody.
First video. Yeah,
let's
it's finna get ugly.
first video. But y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get the point. We about nation building. That's what y'all need to know. And just because we're pointing out some things that's going on with our sisters, that don't necessarily take, you know what I'm saying, responsibility off us. We understand how to take accountability. We've done so. We repented, and we're constantly refining what that looks like. These videos we're going to show you is going to put a mirror up and show you, hey, something wrong with me. Yep. And it's nothing that we did. We didn't do anything to you. Your own conscience is going to condemn you.
Bring it out.
Let's watch the first video.
Let's get it.
In a recent podcast, I heard you say something which is very true, but people don't want to hear it. You said women who wear weaves are not at peace with themselves, right? I felt you should have added the men and people who are a part of this epidemic of cosmetic surgery. A lot of times people, the big thing is the BBL, right? But we approach it from a more humorous standpoint. Ha, ha, ha. There's nothing funny about it. When I see
that's a
people
good
with
point. That's an excellent point. So what I want to pull from this video is what the host is actually setting up. He's setting up the fact that our people have issues, our people have conditions, but the only help that we're given, when I say us, I say people who have a voice, people who have a platform. The only help that we're giving them, or the only help that they are shown, is shunning, or it's humor or it's ridicule.
Yep.
When in our actuality, they're going through something psychologically.
Facts.
So that's the route we want to take in opening this show up. We want to take the route of, you got a problem. We're not here to laugh at you. Some of the stuff you do gonna be funny, don't get me wrong, but our whole mission and purpose is to show you a solution.
Right.
You got something you want to add to that?
Hey, and then on that point that he said, when he said we laugh about it, our people laugh about the things that we doing to destroy ourselves. It's a saying they say, laugh to keep from crying. That stuff don't be funny, man. That stuff is degrading. The stuff he's talking about in here, just listen to it. So we make humor, we make a joke out of things that are serious because we really don't want to deal with it. Go ahead, let's get this video.
Approach it from a more humorous standpoint, ha ha ha. There's nothing funny about it. When I see people with weaves, when I see people with the silicone and the BBLs, I see inner turmoil.
Of course.
I see a lot of struggle where you are so displeased with yourself that you put yourself through the surgery.
Of course.
There's nothing to be joked about. I think we joke about it too much and we criticize it too much from a more comedy standpoint, and we don't see the psychological impact or the psychological turmoil, spiritual turmoil a person's experiencing to do these things to themselves.
I would say,
That's it.
as I've often,
That's it. We don't want to hear what the good Dr. Umar Johnson has to say. No offense to the good brother, but the premise has been set. We're going to tackle this, you know what I'm saying, with all dignity. For those of you who actually went under the knife, who may be listening to us, who got the psychological hang-ups, we're going to help you pinpoint what's going on. But I want to start with the scripture real quick. Give me Ephesians 5 and 4.
Bring it out.
Ephesians 5 and 4. Because the brother said we joke too much, you know what I'm saying? We ha 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 too much. But like the officer used to say, we do that to do what? Escape from the pain that we truly feeling.
Bring it out.
All right? Ephesians 5 and 4.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 4. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks.
That's it. That's it. That's how we supposed to deal with our brothers and sisters, right? Everything is not always a joke.
We good for that. We make everything a damn joke. Everything. We try to find some humor in something because it's too real to deal with.
Right. Give me Proverbs 1 and 26. But don't get me wrong now. When some things is funny, you know what we gonna do?
I'ma laugh.
We gonna do just what our Father did, right? A lot of y'all be playing with the Lord, talking about you love him, and y'all don't even know he feel like this about you. Give me Proverbs 1 and 26.
Proverbs chapter 1 verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity.
I would do what?
I also will laugh at your calamity.
So the Lord be laughing. We be experiencing things we be experiencing, and we think this is the worst. Why God not listening to me? Because right now you are pure entertainment to the Lord. So it's going to be some things that you're going to see, and you're going to look at us like, why they laughing? Because it's funny. Not only do we think it's funny, the Lord think it's funny. Read.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
I would do what?
I will mock when your fear cometh.
The Lord even said he'll mock when your fear comes. Why?
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you.
I don't like my hair. My hair is not manageable. The Lord laughing at you. He said he's going to smite you in your hair because that's all you honor. He's going to smite you in your crown because that's all you honored. You honored your beauty that the Lord gave you over the Lord that the Lord gave you. You understand that? The man that was given to you, you rather distance yourself from him and try to get closer to who? Your oppressor. Because right now your oppressor got power. The Lord laughing at you like, you a joke. You ain't got no accountability. And we want to try to get you to really look at yourself and take accountability for your actions, all right?
Right.
Was that it?
Yes, verse 27, that was it.
All right, cool. Let's go to the next video. Unless you wanted to add something. Go to the next video.
I got one
Go
before
ahead.
we leave it.
Uh-huh.
Because he talking about sisters changing their figure.
Right.
Going to the doctor, literally changing it. Wisdom of Solomon 13, verse 3.
Bring it out.
Real quick. Why are you doing that? We finna dive into the psyche of that. Why? Why do you do that? Why do sisters change their hair? Change their eye color? Change their skin complexion? Allow the same man that destroyed your race to cut on you and operate on you. Let's see why. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them.
So the Most High God is the author of beauty.
That's right.
The way he made.
You reading it wrong, bro. The white man is the author of beauty.
The Most High God.
You seen Vogue magazine?
Yeah. Vogue.
You seen Cosmopolitan? That's all the beautiful people on there.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Oh, damn.
That's what they say. That's the standard of beauty. But the Most High is the author of beauty.
That's right.
So when you sisters go get these surgeries, these operations, you saying what God made ain't good enough. You got sisters shave their eyebrows off and get tattooed.
Bro, the bishop was just talking about that last night, wasn't he?
Bruh.
He was talking about how if God, because it's a quote from quote-unquote African.
Yeah.
If God can't please you,
if God can't please the woman,
you damn sure better understand you can't please the woman because she gave him an ass, or he gave her an ass, and she cut it off and put another one on.
But also, I think that speaks to what y'all finna bring out right now, because the only reason why that's the case is because of mental issues.
There you go.
There's something that's going on inside of your mind to where not even God or a man that you're supposed to be serving can please you. Nothing's ever enough. That's an issue within you. So there's a problem there. You know what I mean?
That's actually the spirit of Esau. People take on the spirit of whoever is in control of them. Yep. Esau is in control of that woman, and so she hate herself. She hate herself. He hate the Lord. Goodness, you brought out that was an excellent point, bro. All praises. All praises. Let's play the next video.
Hey, this one heavy, y'all. Pay attention.
Listen up.
When the unemployment rate for blacks in New York for males was less than 4%.
If I could get me a job where I could be my own man, they make me think that they're feeling sorry for me. Give me this, give me what I need. This is like a pet, like a dog, you know, like
Pause that. Pause that. Y'all heard what he said? This is the feeling that our fathers, I'm going to say our fathers, because this was right before me, the generation before me. Our fathers, maybe they fathers. I'm going to say my grandfather. They felt like, I don't want no handouts.
Yep.
Food stamps, it was a shame to walk around with a food stamp. I'm old enough, I'm young enough at the same time to know what it felt like when it changed, though, because I lived in an era where it was shameful to hold that food stamps. And I also lived in an era where it was okay to hold that food stamp, right? So, but at this time, it was more so in a time where our people were independent of Esau, right? This was around the time in the 60s where, you know, it was Black Power, the Black Panthers, rise up, do for yourself. They didn't want Esau as their father, let alone to be what he called a pet to this man. He said, I don't want no man telling me when I can eat, what's good for me, when I can have this, when I can have that. And that's the mindset we supposed to have.
We fell from that. We ain't like that no more.
We definitely
The black man that lost the fight in him. The Hispanic man that lost the fight in him. You comfortable in this place. You willing to take handouts. Matter of fact, you don't even want to rock the boat.
Bring it on.
You don't want to cause no friction.
Oh, man.
To mess up these what I want to say, these rewards, these gifts,
these benefits.
These benefits that the white man then gave you.
What the one Edomite say, she say, we got a good bunch of niggers here.
Man.
We don't need you coming through here and disrupting them and disturbing them. They want that peace. But you're never going to have that peace here on this side. This is not your rest, black man. This is not your rest, Latino woman. This is not your rest, Native American. This is not your rest. Your rest is with the Lord. Give me Ecclesiastes 77. 7 and 7.
Bring it out.
Because this is him. He understands oppression. This man who he represented understood who his enemy was. He understood that the things that they give you is not for your benefit, but more so for them to control you. The Lord tried to warn us of it. And these watchmen, we're here. You haven't heard this warning before. So he's continuing through his love to warn you through us. All praise to the Lord. Read 7 and 7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
A gift helps the nation.
A gift destroyeth the heart.
What was Section 8? What was, WIC?
A gift.
What was food stamps?
A gift.
But that gift had stipulations behind it, right?
Yep.
So if anybody give you something, they can also take it away. That's why we got to get out of the mindset of constantly doing this.
Right.
Constantly doing this. For you African, the countries in Africa, y'all got to start holding y'all hand out too. Y'all are a huge welfare case. Y'all can't do what y'all want to do because you got to abide by the man that putting the things in your hand.
Yep.
When we going to stand up and protect what's ours? When we going to stand up and let the Lord fight for us like he said he want to do?
Right.
When we going to trust in the Lord? You was going to bring something out?
Yeah, I was going to say, so the thinking right there that this brother showed is proof that a gift destroyeth the heart.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Because remember, he didn't have the scriptures, but there was still some level of sense.
Yes.
There was still some level of wisdom. There was still some level of integrity, dignity,
Them good words. Yep.
not self-awareness, but self-appreciation, right? Let me get Sirach chapter 40. Sirach chapter 40 and verse 29, because the scriptures say that. The scripture says that. But how is it that it came from us talking like that to now it's okay to have food stamps? It's okay to be on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? I know family members that's been on Section 8 forever, since I was a shorty, never getting off.
It was supposed to be like a help, like when you in a slump, right? Help you get back on your feet.
Right.
That way you can start.
It's people out
But
there that's
the
just taking advantage.
I'm also say this too now, to be fair. The system, the way it's designed, man, we got high unemployment rates. We very unemployable.
That's true.
But we easily able to fill up their prisons.
Right.
Like it's something going on to where we need this assistance. I ain't gonna take that away from you. I understand that the system is rigged, but still having to do that, we still destroy. Like we in a bad place.
Right. And there's souls out there that has the ability and the fortitude and the mind to be productive, to do something better for yourself and for others, but you've been destroyed or you've been sedated, so to speak, by a gift.
Bring it out.
Right? So what I say? Sirach 40 and 29.
Yeah.
The book of Sirach.
Start at verse 28.
Chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life.
So God commands us to not lead a beggar's life. When you are, now I understand the scripture said that we shall be nurtured by the dragon, right?
Yep.
But when you willingly accept to lead a beggar's life, like you're setting out to get on Section 8.
Yeah.
You're setting out intentionally or prioritizing to be on food stamps and things in that nature.
You know how that looks? Not to cut you off. You know how that looks? When you're prioritizing to be on Section 8, you make the reckless decisions of being an adult by spreading your legs and doing it with anybody because you know you ain't going to be homeless. You ain't going to go without food. The government going to take care of you.
Exactly. So now what you do is you refuse to become an adult. You refuse to become responsible as an adult, as a man, as a woman, right?
Hey, because I want you to finish your point. Because the gas getting lit right now.
It's getting lit.
But what you bringing out, they are comfortable with being taken care of.
Right.
That's crazy. Go ahead.
You know why that's the attitude behind our women. If you can't take care of me,
right,
you got to be making six figures. You can't do nothing for me.
And you got mamas out there in the club with the daughters.
Grandmas too.
Grandmas too.
Huh? Yeah.
You got grown men out here gang banging with the young brothers.
We was just talking about that.
So it's literally we're refusing because of these things. Our minds are being destroyed or dilapidated, and it's causing us not to become functioning adults.
Hey, BT, you got a picture of the 40-year-old Latin King Marine? If you
Right.
can find the 40-year-old gang-banging Latin King Marine that we encountered when we was at camp, pull him up, because these people still exist.
Now watch this. Let's finish this scripture.
Still exist.
it out,
They
bring it
don't
out.
want to be adults, but they still want, they want to be adults, having a body and the freedom to do what they want to do, but they want the accountability of a child.
Right.
They don't have to
Exactly.
check in.
There you go.
So
Exactly.
let's continue to play this video.
Go ahead, read that.
My son, lead not a beggar's life.
So essentially, when we do that, we're leading a beggar's life.
Right.
Meaning you're doing that intentionally.
Right.
You're leading a beggar's life. Come on.
Better it is to die.
Better it
than-
is to what?
Better it is to die
He says, better it is to die than to what?
than to beg.
Than to beg. Than to beg. Now I'm gonna show y'all something, because I'm gonna show this is very heavy. Because remember, the Lord said that one of the curses in Deuteronomy 28:48, that we shall serve our enemies and wants of all things.
Yes.
There's a reason why that is a curse. So in other words, we have to beg this man to survive. Right? That's a shameful thing. So and the Lord said it's better to die
Yes.
than to be in that position.
Bring it out.
So that's why it's such a heavy curse. So watch this. Read on.
Verse 29.
Uh-huh.
The life of him that dependeth on another man's table.
Don't we serve the white man for food? Don't we serve the white man for water? Right. Don't we serve the white man for housing?
Right.
Don't we serve the white man for clothing?
Bring it out.
Whatever the case is. Right? Read it again.
The life of him that dependeth on another man's table
Read.
is not to be counted for a life.
That's what the brother said right here in the video. I'm not your pet.
Damn.
I'm not your dog. Right? You trying to tell me when I can eat, when I can go to sleep, when I can do this? We don't want to be that dependable, because I'm no longer a man no more. We had that sense back then, but today we don't have that kind of sense.
There's
we
a
don't have
level
that
of
kind of wisdom.
accountability allows you to see that. The accountability today allows us to stay blinded to the truth. Like we could take stock of what's real out here, but we won't really speak on it.
Right.
Why is that? Why we won't speak on what's truthful? The Lord said we love darkness. Right. We prefer darkness and we rather have it so. Go ahead, continue making your point.
And let's just be honest. It's easy. It's easy to accept these things, especially when they got stuff. That's why a lot of black people is angry about DEI.
Bring it out.
Because you were
Bring it out.
dependent upon
Bring
these
it out.
things.
That's
You were
right.
dependent versus being a functioning, productive adult and trying to create systems in place where you didn't have to depend on another man's table.
Y'all
Facts.
heard they trying to bring back segregation?
I did hear about that.
I heard they was trying to bring back segregation. And in doing that, you know what that's going to do?
It's going to force us, to unite, and we're going to have to create things and systems for ourselves. So this is actually good for black people.
Hey, what a round of applause mean? Sound bite.
Right.
Round of applause. We need
Bring it
that.
out.
Thank
They
you, Lord.
finna get
Thank
pissed
you, Lord.
off. They finna get pissed off at what you saying.
Because remember, during the times of Black Wall Street, when we had our own communities, when there was segregation, we had our own hospitals.
Right.
We had airports.
Right.
We had schools. We had bus systems. We had hotels. We were in much better shape financially before assimilation.
Watch this. How many reports were there of black-on-black gang violence
I don't think
during
there
those
was,
times?
I don't think there was
How many
at all.
reports was there of police brutality?
Brutality, right?
Zero.
Why was that? Because everybody was getting it. When everybody getting it, guess what? We all good. We ain't got to worrying about the next man who not getting it can take it from me. We ain't got to worry about I'm lacking, so I got to take it from the man who got it.
Right.
How about we look out for everybody that's around us?
Right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why won't we do that? Because we've been spoiled. These are people
Spoiled
robbed and spoiled, the
spoiled.
Lord said.
Exactly.
We so rotten to the core, we can't even think outside of what's been placed in front of us. So go ahead, bring back segregation.
Right.
I don't care. We were better off then before now. Martin Luther King even said it himself.
Yep.
He said, I believe I've entered my people into a burning building.
Yep.
Like, this is not the American dream. He entered them into the American nightmare.
Right.
So go ahead, finish your point.
Let's read on.
The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life.
So the lives that a lot of our people are living is not a life to be accounted for. It's not a life to be proud of.
Right.
Read on.
For he polluted himself.
He do what?
He polluted himself.
A lot of us have been polluting ourselves.
Right.
Now, of course, even back then, there was still some level of oppression. You know, you had white on black crime.
Right.
More so prevalent. But there was much more nation solidarity between
Absolutely.
us.
Right.
We were taking care of each other.
Right.
There was more two-parent households together. The woman respected the men more. We were at a much better position depending on each other. Nobody cared about DEI. We weren't worried about it because we were taking care of ourselves the entire time. We were functioning adults.
We understood each other. We understood where we came from. We understood the oppression that we faced, and we knew who the common enemy was. Now we think people that look just like us is our enemy. Now they think I'm turning on this podcast or I'm turning on this radio show, and these people talking about accountability is my enemy. No, you're your own enemy until you figure out who the true enemy is. Go ahead.
Read on.
For he polluted himself with other men's meat.
Go on. That's what we did. That's been DEI. That's been Section 8. That's been SNAP benefits. Go ahead.
But a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof.
That's what that brother was. He was beware of it. He had foresight. He said, this is not going to be good for us.
Right.
Read on. Let's finish this up.
Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
And that's what happened to us. So the white man has caused us to become shameless.
Took away our shame.
Read on.
Bring it out.
But in his belly there shall burn a fire.
But in his belly, in your mind, there shall burn a fire. So this is what's happened. Go ahead.
That fire goes into that anguish, right? The fire goes into feeling of discontentment. Like, you want to be able to extinguish fires, but we can't extinguish this fire. This fire that we in right now, that is hell. We in hell. We can't extinguish the hell that we in, right? All we have to do is trust in the Lord. You understand me? Examine yourself. See where you fall off at, and do what? Change it. Change it. Go ahead. Play the video.
It's some more heavy points in this video, y'all.
Most definitely. So
Just
now,
give me what I need. Just like a pet, like a dog, you know, like give him, you have to be fed now, give him some food.
What you then saw as a consequence of separating work from income, the out-of-wedlock births in the black community began to skyrocket. Went from under 25% to 70%.
damn.
It is a neutron bomb that was dropped.
Hold that.
I gotta get a precept on that. Get
Bring that up.
Proverbs 29 and verse 4.
Yeah.
If you see the caption above, it says, the welfare system, along with mass incarceration, destroyed the black community and families. It said that children out of wedlock increased. Because if you remember, with WIC, the woman can't have who in the house? The man. Proverbs 29 and 4, read that.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 4. The king by judgment establisheth the land.
So a king establishes judgment in a land. Read.
But he that receiveth gifts overthroweth it.
He that receiveth gifts is not going to judge
Drop the
things
bomb.
properly.
That's
He that receiveth gifts is not going to see the danger. They not going to see the setups around them. So when them gifts was given to us, slowly our families was being destroyed. We ain't even know that. Meanwhile, the white families, they still together. They still got their marriages, they children growing up with both parents, going to school, proper upbringing. But ours was deteriorating. Go ahead, let it play. Just want y'all to see this stuff.
Hey, you missed a point. It's another point in there.
All praises, all praises.
It's a whole nother point in there. You know what they said about when they opened up the ability for public assistance to be had? It removed the man out the house, but not only did it do that, it made unwedded births increase from 25% all the way up to 70% within about 4 years. Did they say about 4 years?
4 years.
What the hell? What was going on?
4 years, that's
25% unwedded births.
And obviously they had that data. They knew of that and they maintained those things.
They said this is a hot thing here.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep this going on forever and ever.
So they capitalized on it. There was something to gain here.
I don't know the Edomite's name. I think Captain Yon brought him out. He had a whole study of black families, how they falling apart, how they being destroyed, they being affected by poverty. Basically, they had a study on this stuff. How do you know this stuff? Because you studying it. You know what's going to hurt us and you know what's going to harm us. You saw the black family falling apart behind this, but you kept the program going.
That's like all the heathen knew our history. They understood if these people sin, the Lord won't fight for them.
Right.
And to this day, you know what I'm saying, the Bible still reigns true. These people know how to keep us in sin by doing little tests here. You know, having little subjects do this here, and then they report back to findings and say, oh, yeah, that worked, that didn't work, stop that. Do that to keep them in sin. Y'all don't understand that your sin is your destruction. You stand outside of the parameters of what the Lord told you how to move, that keeps us destroyed. That keeps us thinking that the white man is better than us. That keeps us with a level where all we can ever hope to become is an entertainer. We can't become nobody serious like a president or a king. God forbid you try to become a lawyer or a doctor.
Hell no.
Hey, man, go dribble a ball. Go jump through some hoops.
Make us laugh.
Get an OnlyFans page.
But what's terrible about that is that that's all that our people can see themselves in as well. Because we grow up in we grow up in a black community, right? Yeah. I'm not finna sit here and act like I walk around and I see a whole bunch of people want to be lawyers and want to be doctors and that. Neither.
I ain't never seen
We
that.
have our minds is I want to be a football player.
Yep.
I want to be a basketball player.
That's all
I want to be a rapper, and that's where we see ourselves in our most success. We don't look at ourselves as lawyers or doctors or any of that. We don't think that these things are for us. We think these are white people only jobs, white people only careers.
Right.
So I wanted to read that what you just read, officer, again, because what we just read is the overthrowing of a city.
Yep.
Read that again.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 4. The king by judgment establisheth the land.
So what was the judgment? DEI, assimilation, food stamps, Section 8. Those are the judgments, read on, that established a city, read on.
But he that receiveth gifts overthroweth it.
So, and those were also gifts, and it overthrew our communities. So then what was the result of that? Ecclesiastes 10 and 18, really quick, and then we can move on. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 18, because when it said it overthroweth it.
We ain't gonna do it in this video. Nope. We gotta touch on what our sisters doing. Bring that out though.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 18, really quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 18.
So this is the result. Read.
By much slothfulness, the building decayeth.
So when you go through our communities, what's in the hood? Bandos, decayed buildings, trash filled through everywhere. And unfortunately, what is our people known for being? Slothful. So the scriptures say, through much slothfulness, the building decayeth. Or a neighborhood of buildings will decay. That's the hood. That's the ghetto. That's our places being overthrown. Read on.
And through idleness of the hands.
Through idleness of the hands, now you lack the ability or the desire to be a functioning adult, of having responsibility to build something for your community, to produce something. Read on.
The house droppeth through.
And that's what our communities look the way it is. Because we're trying to, just as the white man has given us all these other gifts, we want him to come and build our communities without taking it over. So the next time when they do, it's gentrification, they're kicking us out. Bro, you have all the opportunity in the world to do the same thing for your own. We have all the opportunity in the world. We have to hold ourselves accountable.
Right.
We don't do that. Go ahead and let that video run.
From income. The out of wedlock births in the black community began to skyrocket. Went from to 70%.
It is a neutron bomb that was dropped on this country, and it really hurt families, especially the black family. During slavery, a black kid was more likely to be raised under a roof with his biological mother and biological father than today.
What's the next sound step? Is it there yet? All right. Next time step.
Made me wonder, like, what if he wasn't there?
I'm very blessed to be
where I am today. And a lot of that has to do with the upbringing I had from my father, who was in the house, who made sure that we
go back a little bit when the first guy started talking. I think we missed the point that he was bringing out. He's talking about fathers being in the house. Yeah, him. Play him.
You know, we got to whoop him if we didn't do him right, or if we, didn't do him when he told us to do him. And I didn't like him when he did that to us. My dad made me a responsible man by doing it. And it just really made me wonder, like, what if he wasn't there?
I'm very blessed to be where I am today, and a lot of that has to do with the upbringing I had from my father, who was in the house, who made sure that we were in school, who made sure that we were clothed, that we had shelter, that we had food. That was my father.
Real quick, I'm going to be quick. And you have women say they don't need no man. You got a house full of kids. I'm going to be specific. Sons. And a woman, a black woman, a Latin woman to say, I don't need no man.
Stop being a damn fool.
Do you hear this? If his father was not in his life, you wouldn't see him up here doing construction and working with his hands and being respectable. He would have a total different demeanor. So a father being in the house is pivotal. Play.
When I was growing up, fathers led. And you knew not to be fighting and carrying on because you had respect for the elderly, and you respect yourself because you represent your parents when you're out there.
Hey,
and
even Jesse Lee talking some sense. I
parents
think
when
that's
you're
his
out.
name.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He did.
But that representation is no longer there because the man is not there.
If you look at every major issue facing the black community today, it can be stemmed back to fatherlessness. You see black people joining gangs. Gangs to simulate a family unit. Family unit can be solved with a father. Don't understand what it's like to how to treat a woman, how to be respectful, how to earn a living the legal way. They didn't have a father in their home that taught them these things, and then that father didn't have a father in his home. So this generational fatherlessness is far more dangerous to the black community than institutional or generational racism.
If there is a strong man in the household, people aren't eligible for these benefits. So you see how it kind of starts and it just grows and grows and grows.
With the political left,
That's the thing. That's the whole mission and the purpose behind actually, what timestamp was that? What that say? That's 323? Okay, so that was the whole purpose of them actually allowing the government assistance, was to continue to keep the family separate so that these women would do what the Willie Lynch letter told them to do. Yep. Raise the children in reverse roles. Raise the men up as big, strong, incompetent, emotional beings.
You know what I was thinking about, too, while we was watching this? It's a spirit of covetousness, too.
Okay.
Because if a sister really want them benefits, she going to do whatever she can to get them. Remember, it's a spirit of slothfulness.
Yeah.
You childlike, you childish, you don't want to work for nothing. What can I do to get these stamps so I don't got to spend no money, so I don't got to work for nothing? What can I do? If it is a man, hey, get your ass out of there. I'm finna sign these forms. I want them stamps. Because we start trying to abuse this system, this stuff that's around us. We start trying to find ways to maneuver in it.
The Lord said we wise to do evil.
Yep.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, conveniently, this is also around a time when feminism was really heavy.
Damn.
How convenient.
Damn. Let's drop that next one.
Video.
All right, we're gonna hype them.
Uh-oh. Put your seatbelt on.
We finna go through this one. There's a lot of different points in it.
Get ready.
That's why we bring it back to the Willie Lynch letters, right? We're gonna hyper-emasculate. We're gonna hyper-emasculate the woman, and then we're gonna emasculate the black man.
Look
and
at
that
her.
was
Look
the
at
agenda.
her. Look
So
at
now,
her.
what is a
Do y'all see her face?
She diametrically opposed to everything he's saying. She leaning back like, nigga, how dare you? I can't take this. Accountability is eating her up right now because she know what he's saying is true. How dare you say that?
She started malfunctioning.
She is.
The woman. Go ahead.
Hey, the cameraman funny as hell for putting the camera on her like that, though, to see her reaction. Come on, let's get it.
Oh, man.
to the Willie Lynch letters, right? We're gonna hyper-emasculate the woman, and then we're gonna emasculate the black man, and that was the agenda. So now, I can't bear kids.
Ooh, she said, right? That's a problem.
Listen, what I'm saying.
A man
I'm not
being
here to
effeminate and a woman being masculine. She asks, "Is that a problem?"
Wow.
Whoa, where's her brain at?
There's powerful niggardry at work.
I hope y'all watching this, especially women.
Yeah.
You hear what this brother's saying, take your emotions out of it.
That's it.
Is it okay for a majority of the black and Latin men to become effeminate? Hell no. But she's saying, what's the problem with that?
Bruh, that's what they always like to talk about, toxic relationship. That's the fuel for it.
Yep.
You switching roles. You not understanding what your role, what your God-given role is. You a man, you supposed to behave masculine. Which is what, according to Kings, keeping these commandments. Doing whatever you can do to make sure your family survives, your nation thrives, even if it's at the cost of your life. That's manly, that's masculine. Right. You women can't carry that. Right. What you mean, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is you're brainwashed. Come and let us baptize you in the word so that you can get that filthiness off your brain. Right. Let's continue to play that.
Destroy is man.
Right?
So it's a problem?
Listen what I'm saying. I'm not here to pass judgment. Only God can do that.
No, but it's a problem.
I'm here to get a woman.
He trying to do a disclaimer before he say what he say because he see her malfunctioning. To hell with that. We the Watchmen. We gonna talk about what's wrong. That's the problem with our people. When you start talking about the problems, everybody start. Why you?
What's wrong with that?
Right. Then the brother, I'm not trying to cast judgment. He shouldn't have said none of that. Let her ass get mad.
We are casting judgment. That's literally what we bringing it up for, because it's a problem. It needs to be addressed.
Come on, man. Play. This is ridiculous.
A woman has a particular role, and if she doesn't play that role, there's no family or no family structure. A man, the black man, has a role he has to play. If he doesn't play that role, there's no family or family structure. So you've been taught that you're maintaining a child is raising a child as a single mother. So you're thinking that, food, clothes, and shelter, it's not raising a child. That's maintaining a child. To raise a child, you need man and woman in that household. You need a coalition of masculine and feminine energy working simultaneously together. But just because you get support from the government, you mistake the maintenance as the raising. And the
he threw a punch.
Woo! Haymakers flying. Woo.
She finna lose it.
You gonna see her fizzle out and smoke.
Spiritual black eyes, busted lips, and everything.
Bruh, she finna lose her mind.
If she bleeding without a Bible, just imagine we open the scriptures up on her.
Ooh, go ahead. Hey, if this was kept there,
the child is up. Because that daughter doesn't see a man in the home, so she doesn't know how to be nurturing for the man that eventually is in her home.
The support from the government, you mean like
Section 8?
Yeah, that type of stuff.
Right.
On that.
Okay, I got it. I'm asking because I want it from you.
But you're being
a
welfare
woman
Section 8.
that has a successful business.
But you can't.
When I'm talking about Section 8,
is
that a problem?
You can't.
No accountability. You see how she deflected?
Right.
She deflected. What she doing, Asa?
What's she malfunctioning?
She dodging.
He said nothing about a woman having a business, having a career, has nothing to do with that.
Nope.
He said nothing about that. He said a woman and a man playing a role together jointly to raise good children.
And then here they come with the hypotheticals. Well, what about what? And we ain't talking about
because
that.
all in her mind is I'm independent. So you're saying what you're really saying is you're trying to attack my independence.
Yeah.
And this is all that. This is how you know it's brainwashing, because that's the only argument they know how to play. Oh, so you're saying something's wrong with me having a career? You're saying something's wrong with me having a job? You're saying something's wrong with me being able to take care of myself?
We didn't say that.
Nobody
And that's
said
what women got bad. They always try to read into what you're saying instead of taking what you're saying at face value and interpreting that. Don't go deeper than what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a problem in the household because the man and the woman, they switch their roles. The man not in the house and the woman thinks she can raise his son by herself when that's not the issue. Are you saying I can't be independent? That's not what I said. I said it's a problem. If you want to interpret it, it's a problem with you being independent. There is a problem.
Right.
The problem is 2 Ezra 5 and 8.
Hey, that was in my head. Hey, you know somebody is trying to spin the damn conversation into something that it ain't. Ain't nobody talking about you being no damn entrepreneur.
No.
We talking about problems.
Do that.
in the
Get
black
that
community.
money. You know, that money might help us. Money is a defense, the Lord said.
She made, with him addressing the issue, she made it a personal attack.
Yes.
It wasn't no personal attack.
Yes.
Nobody's talking about you. We
Yes.
talking about our people. Our people do that a lot. We very selfish. Well, what I have, okay, that's you. But you can't deny the fact that this is the black and Hispanic community.
Bring it out.
No accountability.
And what's messed up, she repeated what she asked him a question and repeated. She said, what are you talking about? Government assistance? Section 8? And then he said yes. Then she said, so you're saying something's wrong with me having a business? He just said Section 8, government assistance.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
That's what made her malfunction. Bring your script out. That's what made her foul. Hey.
Or is she mad? Or is she mad because he ain't talking about her? I don't know, but she confused.
A hit dog holler though.
Yeah, hit dogs holler.
It's like when he said, it's like he stuck a knife in her.
He did.
And you know, with the government.
You know what that's selling? You know what that's telling though? That might be her. She's putting on a front, an air of being something that she's not, an entrepreneur who is independent when she really at the crib with mom on Section 8. Hey, I need one of my investigators from Candace Owen teams to go ahead and do some investigation on her and see what it is we can find with her.
And let's just be clear, sisters.
Go ahead.
Just because you do hair and you're self-employed, that don't make you a boss chick.
It doesn't make them a boss chick or self-employed or an entrepreneur if you have an OnlyFans page.
Right.
Damn!
That makes you a prostitute.
Hey, a digital prostitute.
Right.
Wow.
Go get that second address, man. Bring it out.
Let's
Bring
read that
it out.
second address.
Second Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again.
So the confusion is don't nobody know their roles. Don't nobody know what it is they're supposed to do to fulfill manhood because they trying to define it in so many different terms, you know, with throwing the trans in there, intersex or asex. They doing all this to just throw confusion out. Read. This is why. Read that again.
And the fire shall be oft sent out again.
Read it again from the top.
There shall be a confusion also in many places.
In many places. Everywhere you go, it's not just centrally located here in Chicago. This is everywhere. All the places where our people are, this confusion is prominent. Go ahead.
And the fire shall be oft sent out again. And the wild beasts shall change their places.
The wild beasts meaning the people, right? You read in Ecclesiastes that men are beasts. Go ahead.
And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
Mistress or unclean women. These women are unclean because they haven't been washed thoroughly with the understanding of the laws of God. These women are unclean. They think it's okay to let the government be their daddy. They spread their legs and bring forth bastard children. You made a bad decision and you allowed your sons and daughters to be the children of bastards. That's your bad mistake. Why? You was taught wrong. You had the wrong influences. Nobody ever showed you what true love was and told you to keep that locked up until a man proves that he can love you the way the Lord say love you and provide for you the way the Lord say provide for you. That's not the end of the world. You made a bad decision. Get over that. Repent. Become a new woman. Don't continue to stay back here and play victim because that's what they like to do. Well, I was this, I was that. Yeah, you was. You was, but I don't feel sorry for what you was. I want to help you get better for who you are now.
Exactly.
So that you don't have to continue living this over and over. So your daughters don't see you living this and they become this. It's time to change. It's time to take some accountability. Was that it for this scripture?
Yeah, that was it.
Yes, sir.
And they shall bring forth monsters. The monsters are those children raised out of that natural order. Men being effeminate, women being masculine. Go ahead.
Hey, God, what happened just now, when the officer pulled this, God is showing you the success rate of a single parent home.
Bring it out.
That's what God just showed. So a lot of women like to big this up. Oh, she was a single mother and that. No accountability. She was a single mother like this is supposed to be the norm.
Right.
That's not healthy.
Right.
What's the success rates? That single mother, food stamp in the ghetto, that's gonna bring forth a monster. It's repeated. The results is seen all over the internet.
They call YNs right now.
YNs, young niggas.
Bruh.
So we gotta stop. Sisters gotta take accountability, Learn from your mistakes, do better, but take accountability and stop parading that around. That's not cool.
Stop making these monsters. You at 3 years old, dressing them up in thugged out Timbs, skinny jeans with the rips in it. I am finna say that. That's gonna make me sound old. With the leather coat or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Stop dressing them up, hoping that they will become these damn thugs that you like seeing in these streets. If you want to create manly men, mold them after a manly man. Don't mold them after these thugs and these monsters.
That's exactly what they do. You know what popped in my head? They will take a picture of the boy.
Yeah.
3 years old. I got him Gucci'd out.
Yep.
He Louis'd out.
Them
Look
some
at his
names.
shoes.
Yeah.
Givenchy.
Yeah.
But you ain't teaching this little boy nothing. You spent $200-300 on a 3-year-old, his clothes.
Damn.
And he ain't getting brought around no man to teach him right. He ain't got no positive role models. You dancing to Sexy Red and Ice Spice. You doing all this in front of him. So what do you think he's going to become?
How about show him what it takes, or show him some words, or give him some guidance to get back on his feet when he sees there's people around him that's jealous of the way he can wear Gucci, the way he can wear Davucci or whatever you said.
But hey, a white man made it's white man clothes. This is what we get.
How you need a man that can actually talk to you and show you, listen, these dangers are out there. You got to be mindful that when you look like this, you attracting some attention. She's not telling him that. She's setting him up to be a sweet lick.
Yep.
Yes.
Pirate booty. You understand that?
To be like a woman. Because those are attributes of women. Women
bring it out. Bring it out.
Women.
That's right.
Read that. Let me read 1 Timothy 2:9. 1 Timothy 2:9.
Yeah.
What is the attribute of a natural woman?
Bring it out.
Oh, when I say natural, I mean carnal.
Uncivilized.
Woman. An
Meaning
uncivilized
without these
woman.
scriptures.
Watch this. 1 Timothy 2:9.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Read on.
With shamefacedness.
So this is what a woman should be adorning herself in.
Right.
Her inner man being shamefaced, right? Read on.
And sobriety.
Go ahead.
Not with broided hair or gold.
But this is the opposite part. A woman that cares more about her appearance versus who she is on the inside and what she's supposed to. They care about their hair, getting their hair done. Read on.
Or gold.
Or gold. Or they jewelry. Come on.
Or pearls.
Or apparel. Right? They rocking Gucci, Louis, Fendi. Come on.
Or
bring it
costly array.
Or costly array. I
Bring
want all the foreign stuff.
Yes.
So when they parade their young boys or their sons like that, they're teaching them to be a carnal woman.
Damn.
So he's not learning to become a man.
Right.
He's learning to care about, that's why all these brothers care about the big chains and all of that.
Yeah.
That's
all the music
women
about.
nature. Because men naturally don't care about that. We only do that stuff to get women. We only get flashy to get women.
Right.
What a man needs to learn how to do is to overcome his own issues, overcome obstacles, learn how to problem solve,
How to
think critically.
maintain what you have gained.
Exactly.
How do you maintain that?
Those are the things you should be raising a man, not trying to be pretty, trying to be cute, be in a fashion show.
Damn. He want to look better than his girlfriend, quote unquote.
Right.
We don't tolerate girlfriends and boyfriends, just for a disclaimer. We do marriages here. We just had a marriage that broadcasted yesterday, right?
Yep.
All praises.
praise
All
to the
praises. In
Most
St.
High.
Louis. I'm saying St. Louis. All praises.
And what's
Make marriages
crazy-
great again.
And rappers is talking about, that's the stuff like that Kendrick Lamar mentioned about Drake. He said, how you going to be with a man that think he cuter than you?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's facts.
It's facts.
It's facts. Let's see her malfunction some more.
Yeah.
She finna lose her damn mind.
Man in the home, so she doesn't know how to be nurturing for the man that eventually is in her home.
The support from the government, you mean like
Section 8.
Yeah, all that type of stuff.
Right.
But I'm asking because I want it from you.
But you're being...
Pause it. He laid out a nice scenario. He said, what about the daughter that's in the home watching a woman without a man, not giving nurture to the kids or not giving nurture to the husband? Where did she learn that from? What was her response? She switched it. No accountability. She don't want to hear it.
Hey, Ezekiel 16:44.
All praise. She don't want to hear it.
16:44. They don't never want to hear it. If we be honest, let's be honest, people. Y'all listening, y'all watching, let's be honest. when you talk to black men and Hispanic men about their issues and their problems, for the most part, brothers take it. They say, all right, you right. That is our issue. But whenever you talk about what the woman is doing, this what you get, the hand gestures, they malfunctioning, losing their damn mind.
Switching the subject.
Oh, well, it's a personal attack now. Read that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 44. Bring it out. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee.
Okay.
Saying.
God getting statistics again. Uh-oh. Read.
Saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
So, something that ain't spoken on, a lot of the women got that bad behavior from their mama. Don't nobody want to talk about that. That's who they got it from. The deflecting, the not taking accountability, because they mama like that. They won't face their issues. You made the situation. You are the reason why this is. Most men, I messed up. I effed up. They take it. But women, majority of them, they had that bad female role model that was their mama or maybe their big sister, their big cousin. They saw her doing it. Oh, you got to work the system. This how you get the Section 8. This how you claim the kids to get more money. Yeah, you could claim this other person. And y'all don't act like I'm the only one. It was a lot of black women doing that back then, early 2000s, claiming people kids, all type of stuff. This is that bad behavior that black women learn, that they see. Who they see it from? The older women, they mothers. Read.
Verse 45.
Uh-huh.
Thou art thy mother's daughter.
Uh-huh.
That loatheth her husband.
That do what?
That loatheth her husband.
A lot of sisters hate the black man.
I don't need no man.
Yep. Hate the Hispanic man.
Don't know how to nurture him and nourish him like the brother was pointing
do
at.
None of that. And some of y'all, you so destroyed. You loathe your black man, your Latino man. You hate him. Loathe means to hate.
That's a different level of hate right there. Yeah. That's a deeper level of hate to loathe. Right, that's not a normal black person word. We don't say loathe.
Right.
I can't stand you.
You couldn't even say hate. Nigga, I loathe you.
You got the devil on you.
You love me? You love me? No, I loathe you.
Deep hatred.
Yeah.
And what you do, you get the white man. And when it just a video came out, white man beat the hell out the sister and filmed her after he got through whooping her.
Oh, yeah.
But sisters do that because it's self-hatred. They hate their black man, hate their Latino man, and who they learn that from. Mother. We can read the definition. Look at that definition.
Get some of them. Yeah, pull it up.
Got to blow that up. You know, some of us wear glasses. Let's go. Okay, what we got here? Let's read them synonyms so they know we didn't make it up.
Loathe. Hate.
Ooh, we know that one.
Detest.
Detest. You detest your black man, Hispanic man. Read
the verb of it.
Verb. Feel intense dislike or disgust.
Damn. Intent. It said intense. So this is above hatred. This is a different level.
Oh, yeah.
These are statistics. This is what you see on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. This is how the modern black woman is. Don't take accountability. Hate her black man. Hate her Hispanic man. Read.
Abhor.
Uh-huh.
Despise.
What?
Despise.
Despise. Read.
Abominate.
Ain't that how the Lord feel about cross-dressers?
That's how, that's how God feel about cross-dressing. That's how God feel about same sex. He despises it. It's abominable. Yeah, right here say abominate. Abominable. He said it's an abomination. Read.
Excrete.
Uh-huh.
Hatred.
Uh-huh.
Detestation.
Uh-huh.
Abhorrence.
Uh-huh.
Abomination.
Uh-huh.
Execration.
Read.
Odium.
I don't know that word. Never heard that word before in my life.
The scriptures say the
odious.
Lord talk about an odious woman.
Odious.
Read.
Antipathy.
Uh-huh.
Dislike.
Uh-huh.
Hostility.
Hostility. You got hostility towards your black man, your Hispanic man. Read.
Animosity.
Animosity. That's why sisters don't like hearing a black or Hispanic man correct them. They malfunction. They get very angry. Read.
That animosity also goes into, it being not just short-term dislike or disgust. This goes on for a long period of time.
Yeah. That's how you know the Bible a true book, bruh. Because we see this every single day.
Straight up.
In real time.
Let's get back to the video.
Bring that out.
Yuck factor.
Bruh, yuck factor. She finna blow it.
Yeah, that's
Successful
up.
But you can't.
We're not talking about Section 8.
You can't.
Is that a problem?
You can't.
I'm not talking about Section 8. Nobody is on Section 8.
You can't spin me. What I'm saying is Section 8 is the thing.
Nobody's on Section 8.
The government assistance that the black woman receives as an independent has been strategic, and her receiving that has developed a mindset that to this day makes that woman comfortable that she has an option of independence. That was created. If you don't listen because you have a financial option to be deaf, does it cause a problem? He's in her home.
The support from the government, you mean?
That was
that man powered up on her.
Right, I guess so. I guess
Powered up on her.
he went to his next form on her.
Bruh.
Hey, Hosea 4:6 on what he just said. Hosea 4:6 real fast.
The book of
Be
Hosea.
in and out with this one. Go ahead, read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So because we lack knowledge, we talking about God's knowledge, his laws, statutes, and commandments. This is the estate of our women today. Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge,
We reject knowledge. I'm sorry, stop you. We reject knowledge. Not just the commandments. We reject when people are telling us things right. You saw why she won't just be quiet and let the brother educate her. Because she don't know what she talking about. We what? We do what?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So because we reject knowledge, we think we know better. God said he going to reject us. God said, you don't want to learn me. You don't want to follow my laws. Okay, go into your own ruin.
You going to learn today.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
We are not known as leaders in the earth no more. We are mockery in the earth. Read.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
So as a result, it feels as though we are forgotten. God ain't going to deal with us until we do what? Return back to him.
Right.
Let's get that next video. This look like the 70s. Let's see if it was a different issue. Let's see.
This produces a division between black men and black women that is going to contribute significantly to, if you want to call it, genocide of black people. In other words, if you heighten the alienation between black men and black women,
harder to organize.
Right. It will. In other words, we talk about unity at a political organization level.
Alienation between the black man and the black woman is what she's going into. Heighten it. How did they heighten it? We've been talking about it all day. Giving the sisters an option where she does not need the man. You understand that? You separate them and you cause division between them. That reminds me of going into a strong man house and binding them. How else can you bind the strong man?
Yes.
You got to separate them and tie his ass up. Tie us up in all these things that we chasing. We chasing a vain idea of what it means to make it. We ain't never going to make it here. You could make $1 billion. You could make $4 billion. You could make Kanye $1 billion, and you still ain't made it. Because guess what? They can take it from you.
I was just about to say that. What good is that?
What good is it?
They was cutting off the man bank cards.
Yep.
I thought it was his money. I thought this was a free country. I thought you could do what you want to do when you got to a certain level. Right? No, you still under. We still under. This is not our place.
American dream.
That's how we are separated. We separated by our own thoughts. We separated by our own ignorances. We separated by our own will and desire to continue to get a Lord the middle finger.
Yep.
And what he doing? He sit back laughing at you, watching y'all fight each other. Y'all ain't going to get it together until y'all come back to the Lord. Bring that back just a little bit, because I was talking while she was talking. I want to hear what she's saying. Perfect.
About unity at a political organization level as being one kind of unity, but there is another kind of unity that is much more fundamental, and that is the unity within the family unit itself. And we have been denied the opportunity to really have functioning family unit.
That was heavy.
I agree.
Because she spoke about unity on a political level, on a general unity and a political level, which is necessary.
Right.
Right? Having the right ideals. Our unity obviously must be under the guise of God's laws, right?
Right.
But she said there's a fundamental unity that is much more important than the other general things that we need to be able to agree on, which is the unity between a man or a husband and a wife on a family level. That right there, because every nation or country begins with a single family. You can't be a nation or a unified nation if your households are not in order or unified. That right there that was a very heavy point. But going right back to you again, so our women, like the first brother that you brought up, we had a level of sense. Yep. Even without the scripture, we had a level of sense. But because of those gifts, us be given those options, we've been more destroyed and we lost that sense.
Right. So I agree. We have been denied the opportunity to have a functioning family unit. This family unit does not function as it should. We read about creating monsters. This next video is going to go into one of those monsters that was created. Let's go ahead and play this video.
Why would I help a man get on his feet if there are men who are already standing up?
Oof, that's very brave of you to assume that the men already standing up would want to be with you. So, very brave of you. Also, have you ever heard of the expression, if you don't want to be with them at their lowest, you don't deserve them at their highest? Yeah. Last I checked, men want a woman who is kind and compassionate and giving and loving. That's basically the most valuable thing you can bring to a man. If you act like that, then yeah, I'm sorry, it's not gonna work.
Message. Damn. And
So the devil told him that.
Yeah, the devil. I was finna say they queen. Off Coming to America. She's your queen. That's who you want to look like.
So that's crazy. So the devil knew what to do to destroy it, but he also knew what it takes to keep it unified.
Of course, of course. So our sisters, hey, listen, it's gonna take you to come down off of that high horse. Come down off of that high horse and build with your man. You've been put in a position to where now you can look down on him and think, because he don't make the money my daddy make, Esau, he can't provide for me like my daddy can, Esau. I'm good.
Not her real daddy, because he a nigga too.
He a nigga too.
The white man.
Damn.
That's who she compare everything to. Hey, Ezekiel 20 and 32.
Go ahead, get that.
Because you can't make points. You can't be up here. It's always somebody. They'll make a pro-black statement, but they ain't really pro-black. They not really for their people. And then you had the devil sit up here and say all the things that a lot of black women shun. Submissive. What do you mean I got him? Well, the devil know how to keep the man around.
Right.
All you've learned and all you display is bad behavior, which run the man off. We know it's different situations, but we talking about not taking accountability. This got to change right here. Ezekiel 20 and 32.
Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 32. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all.
God said this stuff got to come out your mind. Read.
That ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone.
You, black women, first and foremost, you got to stop trying to look like other races of people. You got to stop trying to want to live their life. You got to learn your culture. Where's your culture? In this Bible.
Right.
You got to stop trying to learn the ways and cultures of the other races. Us as a people, we got that bad. We want to live like them. We want to breathe like them. We want to look like them. That got to change. First step, take that animal hair out your head. Wear your natural hair that God gave you. That's where we got to start at first, because we can't forget it's a self-esteem issue.
Yes.
Go ahead, let's get it.
The girl grows up to be a woman, and in a single mother household, all she sees is her mother her, and mother her brother, right? So all she's learning is motherhood. she's learning how to be a mother, right? So the son, as a boy, he sees his mom mother him. And then a lot of times he sees his sister mother him also, pick up after him, right? So when he grows up, all he knows how to do is be mothered. So now a man who grew up under a single mother and a woman that grows up under a single mother, and to a certain degree, she starts mothering him. And guess what? He's okay with that because that's all he knows. And she's okay with that because that's all she knows. And the thing about it, when it comes to these men, they go out into this world expecting women to mother them, and they think it's okay. And because of that, they end up becoming the weaker vessel between a man and a woman.
Damn. That was a bomb.
Big bomb. That was the damn Oppenheimer. That was one of them.
That's what they got now, the Satan.
Right. Damn Satan.
Sorry, Matt.
Now, y'all probably thought, all right, you finna just bash women. No, this is correction we all need, but the man is also affected by this.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Most definitely.
Go ahead, you was finna get some?
No. I just like what he brought out. You know what I'm saying? We going over how these monsters are being created based off of 2 Ezra 5 and 8. These sisters raising up men and women outside their roles. But let's continue to, play the videos. Just more on the topic. Go ahead.
Bring it out.
We dealing with women now that want to destroy and destruct. Women are just using their beauty and the love that men have for them to take advantage of them and use their beauty as a complete job at this point.
Damn. Lamentation 3 and 40 real fast. We damn near got to use shorts, man, because it's crazy. They flag us for every damn thing. Yeah. Lamentation 3 and 40. This is what we got to do. Because what the brother's saying ain't wrong. Right. You could get mad. We got to take accountability. You have to accept what's wrong with you. You got to accept what the truth is. Right. Lamentation 3.
Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 40. Let us search.
Do what?
Let us search.
Do what?
Let us search.
So when you're searching, you're looking for something. What is God telling us to search for? Read.
And try our ways.
Try our ways. We have to look at our flaws, our imperfections. Read.
And turn again to the Lord.
So you find out your flaws, your imperfections, and you turn to the Lord. You fix them with what? God's laws. That's what we got to do. In short, examine ourselves. If you are up here, as some women have said, use what you got to get what you want. If that's your mindset, sister, you've been taught wrong. It's time to repent of that. It's time to take accountability. Because moving like that ain't going to get you nowhere but what? Single mother. Every time. Go ahead. You got something?
Right. We about to go into commercial, but before we go into commercial, let's get one more video. One more video. I want to get...
Self-destructive mindset.
You got that?
Yup.
Which one is that?
This right here. They got it up.
All right, play that.
Like they finna cue it. Go ahead.
What comes first, your son, your husband, or your dad? What's number one?
Number one, I don't have a son. So let's just put that out there. But if I did have a son, it'd definitely be my child first. Then my dad.
And then your husband?
Yes.
Why your husband last?
Because I don't have a husband. So I wouldn't know what it feels like to have a husband, to put a husband first. You understand what I'm saying? I had a dad my whole life. And my dad was always number one. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't have a son, I have a daughter. But if I had a son, my father would want my son to be number one. And then he comes second. The man would come later. They don't really, because they come and go.
Damn.
Come and go.
Damn, that's it. Damn. We don't want to hear more.
That logic is retarded.
Yeah, I ain't really see like that till you. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, he good.
Hey, but based on her logic, that was stupid anyway. Yeah. Because she first said, I don't have a son. But then you also don't have a husband. But you know enough to put a child first.
Bring it
something
out.
that you don't have. But you don't know that you're supposed to have your husband first. But you have neither one of those. So how did you determine to put the child first? Your logic was retarded.
I'm going to show you how. Because she's destroyed. She has been done wrong by all the men that she's met. All the men that she's met beside her father has done her wrong. That's why where he's at. She said she had a daughter. She don't have a husband, but she has a daughter. She said, I got a daughter. I ain't got no son. She got a daughter. She not with the daughter's father. That's why she put the son first, because she thinks she's going to create something better than what destroy her with her daughter. That's what they think. They think they could make a better version of a man than a man could. And that's okay, because that's how they've been conditioned. They've been conditioned to think that way. But you know what? When we learn scriptures, we learn it's imperative that man and woman be in the house. That's what we learn. If y'all ain't got nothing else to pull out, we finna go to commercial.
I got one on that.
You got one on that?
Hosea 13:9. This is what we got to understand. Obviously, I understand you've been hurt, whatever. There's most women, right, that speak like that. And what you do, because you still don't know better, you put the bums that you dealt with,
right,
you put them in a box with brothers that don't even operate like that.
Bring it out.
Brothers do the same thing. He take all the whores that he's dealt with,
right,
that took from him, stole from him, was with him just for his money or whatever.
Right.
And he put them all in a box with all women. You, sister, choose poorly.
That's it.
Your father didn't teach you what to look for in a man.
He ain't
so
know.
That's not.
He ain't know what the hell a man was.
Right. So your choices you made was on you, but we don't snap out of it. Let's see what God says.
Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9. O Israel,
that's you, black woman, Hispanic woman. That's you. You are Israel. Read.
Thou hast destroyed thyself.
What did God say you did?
Thou hast destroyed thyself.
By the bad decisions you make, because you don't know no better, and some of you don't care to learn. What happens?
Thou hast destroyed thyself.
We destroy ourselves. That self-destructive mindset. Go ahead.
But in me is thine help.
But in God is your help. That's where we're going to get our help
That's
from.
right.
Stop running to the beast.
Right.
Stop running to this white man.
Right.
Everything he set up, as they say on the street, the overlay for the underlay. He trying to get you.
Set
It's
your
a
ass
setup.
up. That's it. Let's go to commercial, y'all. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these good messages.
That's right.
Shalom.
Yeah. We waking them up, ain't no hitting the snooze. Pick apart your religion, I know that you choose. Part ways with the devil, I rose to a level. They counting me out while I'm counting the cost. And I'm cold like the frost on your window and dead of the winter. I know that they send the pretenders, inspired our members, but we never catch none of the shots that you sent us. And we got a ruthless method just to check it. Sayonara, goodbye, getting disrespectful. Good God, no card for the incidentals. The damage you cause must be paid with your head. They rage a war in the land, but that land is the land of the saints. God chosen people is something you ain't. Know we the trials, and now they won't file a complaint. Confident we the saints, so the burden of proof is on you and your crew. Who are you really? I'll give you a clue. Who changed the face of the judges? Who live by the sword and they weapons? Who telling the lies about Jesus? Who changed his appearance and features? What country adopted the eagle? That nation, the eagle.
Just taught the Bible in a whole different language. These niggas outside town getting dangerous. Never been to London, but I got me a Cambridge. Heavyweight, big dog, got it. Try if you want. Bible in a holster, fire in a hole. Look at the stroke, 500 though. You not the real guys like I didn't know. Not surprised if you lie, surprised if you don't. K's-Off, reject, we up, we net. You stuck, we blessed, we are. Revelation 2 and 9. 3 say that you bowing down. Face the grind, lick dust, fix some crime, switch it. Where my real Jews at? Where the real Jews go? I got swords in the air. We got boots on the floor. Where my real Jews at? Where the real Jews go? Put your swords in the air. Get your boots on the floor.
I know what they saying, I read lips in between lines. Bunch of dead folks, I can see signs. In other words, flee from these times. Gotta put in work in the meantime. ADL, they can get it. 8-pack, in fact, they can quit it. Slavery, I never will forget it. And with my God, you'll never be acquitted. I know it's offensive, that's why I said it. All gas, no brakes, cause we never unleaded. Cut 1,000 pieces like confetti. Get it done like a bride for the wedding. I'm with all the festivities.
cities. See them rockers wear glad, no sympathy. Fire rain is supernatural disaster. When these bastards meet the master.
Read a scripture for the listener and his sister. Next break when we paint the picture. Mother missed the father, skipped the left a bit of bad taste mixing with the liquor. Whoa, we walked in the trap and that's la vie. And that's courtesy for my enemies. In the block in the eye, come on, Van, I can't eat them, go mark run the clock, they want that for me. But we do what we supposed to. Put in the work while you sit on the sofa. Precepts is colder than no for the cold. Student of Christ, I just pray for diploma. We taking over. As it is written, I thought that we told you. Out in the country, then back up the coaster. Look at the signs, it's already over. Priest to the blind on behalf of Jehovah. They want to detain us, locked up, man, they want to stain us. Lied on, man, they want to famous. I've gone somewhere more than heinous. Not long till it's more than dangerous, I know. And it's a tragedy. My bishop shoot from the hip with 100% of the accuracy. Why they be mad at me? We taking over and busy awaiting and waiting the second return of his majesty. Okay, living legends, sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side, where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches, go hard in any setting. Okay, living legends, sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side, where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches, go hard in any setting. Mazel tov, tails gonna explode with the Molotov. So Fox gon' burn, we gon' set it off. Ishmael, wild man, he gon' let it off. So give him this verse, you can let him scoff. Moab thought he had us since we in the dragon. 1,000 years down, we released the Kraken. Have him running back for safety like we playing Madden. Pull the carpet from the nations, no, this ain't Aladdin. We got the other lockdown. Promise me all of your blood now. From St. Lucia to Antigua, hit 6 honors, touchdown. See how we hitting the scoreboard. Praising my God, he the warlord. We'd have had a perfect 10 if we had hit like 4 more. Heard they watching TV, we gon' make them sit calm. Got a radio show on the go, know it's on. Whether they a Rastafari or they quote in the Quran. When my deacon get the teaching, they defeated and they gone. Living legends, sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches, go hard in any setting. Okay, living legends, sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches, go hard in any setting. Going to war, my left in the line, we busting the islands. Pops of God, we better than diamonds. Spirit of Christ, spirit of Judah. Putting up purple and coming up price. My God is the light, but he coming at night. We making waves, number 7. Talk about work, but it's my profession. God's on earth, we live in legend. Bahamas, St. Thomas, etc. Damn near the whole world. Gotta be dumb if you ever could think you can mess with us. Damn near the whole world. Gotta be dumb if you ever could think you can mess with us. We live in legends. We superheroes, make them villains sick. They possession patient zero. No, we can't quit. We be the prophets on a boat, but we take off like rockets. Coast to coast, don't care if that's on cold because that's just how it's rolled. See, I got my lethal weapon with the hand I'm backing. Boy, I'm about to teach a lesson. Go out like a living legend. It started back in 03. The bishop hit the street. There was no guarantee. Was hard work on concrete till the job was complete. Ain't no action like Jackson. We do this for the blacks in the Latins that asking about eternity. In their history untold, we reveal it from the new and the old. Living legends foretold. See them people from the east. Revelations 18 and 24. Babylon about to blow. Sit back and watch it grow. See prophecy unfold. Sit back and watch it grow. Babylon about to blow. Hey, okay, living legends. Sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches, go hard in any setting. Okay, living legends. Sons of God on the block, I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches, go hard in any setting. Drop the anger, it's getting heavy. They try to rip us, but the scriptures tell them take a fit. We from the back, and we breaking chains like the levy. Kingdom to go when we kicking it just like we miss it. Ready? Like the full moon, we change the tide. Lion of Judah, Israel, yeah, that be the pride. I came in with the 12, yeah.
going in. Yeah, we going live, prophecies in the wind. Ay, Holy Spirit to the fringes. If I said it, did I meant it? All work that I mentioned, gotta go hard to the pension. I know that we some living legends. Never take a loss, just keep living lessons. Spirit vexing, sometimes you get lost. Better get your blessing, it is destined. Boy, the world is yours since the intercession. In a second, you can lose it, y'all. Don't let them intercept it.
Trying to be in control, the people that grow, the people that stop. The people that comfortable being enslaved, they live in the grave, they live in the plot. The plot is keeping us in this religions, we making decisions, believing a lie. How you expecting to be in the know? You been living up under a rock. Make it hot, like we boiling, like we seasoning in the pot. We the salt, they absorbing every season, and we got make it stop. Sick and tired of all these heathens trying to copy. No matter how hard you try, you could never ever stop me. Cause I'm a living legend. Looking like I got ascending, flourishing with understanding, sharper than a two-edged weapon. You can never call me Saul, cause I'm rolling in a mind of Paul. We the doctors of law, and we gonna answer the call. Yeah, all you need to know is we ain't never gonna find it. Till you sober up, then you'll be no longer blinded. We the greatest thing you will ever see, cause you're looking at a God and you're looking at a king. Now hold my crown and hold my chalice. We about to restore balance. Can we get a moment of silence? We about to bless the eyes.
Okay, living legends, sons of God on the block. I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting. Okay, living legends, sons of God on the block. I hope they get the message. On this side where they from, I mean it isn't pleasant. From the south to the top, preaching in the trenches. Go hard in any setting.
Even the evil, spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break, I don't need a reason. I need a script, I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself, it's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf, ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight and tonight, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion, it's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. The terrorists coming invasion, since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, but it cuts biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't vote, you looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See, that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know why and press alone. He bring pain like Major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa. Say he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. our march for a safer tomorrow. Israel United in Christ, 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, we are the Israelites. We must organize and come together as one race, one people, in the name of our black King, Jesus the Christ.
It's high time that blacks and Hispanics start realizing Latinos, not Hispanic. We are the same people.
And it's important that our people see unity, like you've never seen unity before. Blacks and Latinos, we must come together as one.
Israel United in Christ, I call them the walking Bible.
The problem, people think they have a thought process. God don't care what you think. He says, do my will.
Don't say things you think is in the Bible. Unity, that's what the term Israel United in Christ, because Christ is our King, and he's our black Messiah.
We went to the TV show and the callers asking how can they join this truth.
Israel United in Christ is in for the truth, and it needs to be out. Everyone has to hear about this.
Today was the grand opening that our people may come, know who they are, according to the Bible.
God calls us the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israelites.
Now we are lost ships. We have to go back to encourage ourselves that we are Israelites.
I've actually never seen this before. Just like the black Jews movement.
Somebody knows a little bit more than us. We can't take it. We gotta leave. We gotta run.
Where they got 500 men.
All praise.
All praises, we back officially.
Now we back.
Now we back.
We in this building.
You better know it.
That's right.
All right, now we going into the section where we go into news. Let's roll that beautiful Bing footage.
Let's go.
New at 5:30, plans are underway for a massive demonstration in Chicago May 1st in support of immigration rights.
WGN's Andrea Medina spoke with organizers and joins us from the newsroom with more. Andrea.
Taman and Jackie, this year, organizers from multiple groups plan to raise awareness for immigration reform and workers' rights. But their common goal is uniting to oppose the Trump administration's controversial approach to mass deportations.
The people, united, will never be defeated.
With just over a month until May Day, immigrant advocates gathered at the Chicago Teachers Union headquarters on Saturday to share their plans for protests, work stoppages, and boycotts. They are calling on the community to show support and solidarity with the city's undocumented population.
We are resisting the attacks from the present administration. We are resisting the threats that are coming from him and the attempts to put fear in the immigrant community.
May 1st has traditionally been a day for labor rights marches, but the Resistance Council in Defense of Immigrants, the U.S. Palestinian Community Network, Kapatan Alliance, and Arise Chicago are among the groups uniting to demonstrate against the Trump administration, particularly its detention and deportation policies. On that day, they plan to march in massive numbers, beginning at Union Park on the near west side and proceeding to Grant Park in the Loop.
Our struggles are interconnected.
So you can stop it right
rise.
there. We got the point. So these are the things that's going on here in our local city, Chicago, where just as we read, officer read, I believe it was that Proverbs 29:4, whereas a king maketh the judgment and establish a city. So these are the effects of what's going on with the immigration policies and things that's coming out. And we got a lot of our people and some of the heathen that's trying to join amongst our people to eradicate or adjust with these policies that's coming out, right? So obviously they always want to join the bandwagon. When it was the president, I believe it was Joe Biden, that brought a lot of those Palestinians here, all right? So
hey, we got to learn how to stop mingling with the heathen and everything we try to do.
Right.
They gonna mess around and set their ass up for ICE to meet them right out there while they trying to protest. ICE gonna come and play that little music, that little theme song. You gonna hear that Vanilla Ice song coming, and you gonna see Brother Skeet.
Right.
Man.
That's all you gonna hear.
Bad. It's all
That's
bad.
all you gonna hear.
And you know
ICE gonna come
what
around the
popped in my
corner
head?
and lock their ass up.
Remember we was the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Palestinians had a float out there.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Wake up.
That was crazy.
That made no sense.
They have nothing to do with Puerto Rican Day. I've never seen them affiliated, associated with it in any capacity. Why now?
So
they like to jump on our suffering.
Bandwagon. Just like,
they like to jump on our suffering. Go
just
ahead.
like the LGBT community when they wanted to try to associate civil rights movement with their rights and so forth and
it's
so
the
on.
same. Black struggle is the same as queer struggle.
It's the same thing. So
that's what they say.
Disrespectful,
That's
bruh.
what they say. That is very disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
None of y'all ever died for y'all choice.
Right.
If y'all getting killed, it's because y'all fooling people, tricking people.
I'm still confused. What does sexual orientation have anything to do?
We can't change this. Nothing we can do to change our blood, who we are.
Right.
You mean to tell me you equate that with your choice to bend over and hike the football?
Right.
Huh? Yeah.
Touch the knees, touch the ankles.
Cast forth your bowels.
So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Our people are now marching, and then you got the heathen joining along with them here in Chicago to pretty much stand against Trump policies. Now, we've had the current mayor, his campaign was bent on, we're not going to stand for this. Trump can try to come and do this, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, you know,
How
there's
far
only
does
so
that
much
go?
limited power you can actually do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this is what's going on in the city. So let's move on to national news. So all right, so we got an article here concerning DEI. This is what our people want to know about, what is going on concerning DEI. Is this the full article? We could just go start from right there. We ain't going to play the video. We're just going to read, a few sentences, maybe a paragraph or so of what is going on. Could you go ahead and read that?
Trump's FCC leader threatens to kill mergers over DEI policies.
Go ahead.
Donald Trump's hand-picked appointee sitting atop the Federal Communications Commission declared Friday that his agency is prepared to block mergers and attempted acquisitions involving companies that promote what he called invidious diversity policies.
You see that? So Trump is really moving very hard on companies where he's not even allowing companies to merge. He's not allowing certain transactions to happen if they still have DEI policies within their companies. So he's pushing very, very hard on this. Read on.
In an interview with Bloomberg on Friday, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr openly said, any business that are looking for FCC approval, I would encourage them to get busy ending any sort of their invidious forms of DEI discrimination.
But look at the language. He calls it invidious DEI discrimination. So remember, when they promoted DEI, it was a policy that they pushed for companies to deter discrimination. Now they're calling DEI a discrimination policy. Ain't that something?
These niggas know how to flip the law. They know how to flip the law. They good at that.
They good at words, bro. That tongue. Go ahead.
The outlet also quoted him as saying, if there's businesses out there that are still promoting invidious forms of DEI discrimination, I really don't see a path forward where the FCC could reach the conclusion that approving the transaction is going to be in the public interest.
Okay, so I just want to pull one scripture concerning this, Zephaniah 2:1. We got to learn how, no matter of fact, let me get Lamentations instead. Let me get, what's that, Lamentations 4:17? Yep. Let me get that.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We cannot allow ourselves to become leaders of a beggar's life. Where we're dependent upon DEIs, we're dependent upon the white man, we're dependent upon Biden, Democrats, Republicans to give us things to save us so that we can try to, quote unquote, make a living or survive or be Americans or productive citizens of society. All right, read it again.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
That's what we're witnessing right now. Our eyes are now failing or falling for vain helps. DEI is a vain help. This was a gift of things that was given to us before, but guess what? All of those things can be taken away. And in fact, those things put us in a worse situation, as we spoke earlier. Read on.
In our watching.
In our watching and our hope for, go ahead.
We have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We need to repent and come back to God's commandments. None of these policies and things that they're going to put out there is going to save us. We have to come to that understanding. It's not going to save us. Remember, the Lord says, since you put your trust in Egypt, you shall fall by them as well. I know I butchered it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Yep. All right? So that is, we don't have to read the rest of the article. That's pretty much the gist of everything. Repent and keep the commandments.
That's right.
Y'all got anything you want to add?
No, we can go to the black facts unless you want to add something.
Let me see. Get Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1 on that same point.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
That's the first point. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're rebellious. You rebel against God's laws. You rebel against anybody trying, again, like I said, trying to educate you, trying to show you the way that you walking is wrong. That's that rebellious nature. Read.
That take counsel, but not of me.
You try to find other avenues except God's avenue. Read.
And that cover it with a covering, but not of my spirit.
No, we need economics. No, we need this. I don't hear none of that talk now. I hear a lot of weeping, crying, complaining. Nobody got a bright idea now. Read.
That they may add sin to sin.
Because with whatever little choice you try to come up with, decision, it's to add sin unto sin. It's for you to keep on living in this same life you've been living. To continue to leech off these government assistance, never try to uplift yourself, get out the predicament. That's what it be for. You want to keep the environment that you've been in. You want to keep that going. You don't want nothing to affect that. Read.
That walk to go down into Egypt.
So that Egypt, that's America today. Because Egypt was the then superpower. Just like back then, Israel was running to Egypt to save them instead of the Most High God. You run into these politicians and all these little programs, and you see stuff still getting snatched. They got a immigration defense league and all this, and they still trying to deport you. They still threatening you with ICE. Read.
And have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
You want to strengthen yourself in the strength of America. You want to strengthen yourself in this, but time and time again, it's like a woman who keep going back to a man that keep cheating on her. It don't make sense. You keep going back, trusting in America like you're going to get a different result.
Stop being a damn fool.
If you think about this, right, if you look this up, the same I am a man signs that brothers was marching with in this time, you can look in the 60s. Brothers had signs on their torso, I am a man. So you still getting oppressed in the same place. When we going to stop trusting in the shadow of Egypt? When we going to stop doing that? Go ahead.
Yeah, we got a long history of him doing this to the Native American Indians. Giving them gifts or giving them some sort of agreement and then going back on it.
False promises.
That's the whole thing that they just did in 1964 with the Civil Rights Act. Yep. There was an act that stated there's an issue with these quote-unquote blacks. They feel like they're not men, so we have to write into a law these actions that we look to take. So the act was written in the law in 64 by Lyndon B. Johnson, right? So now what has Trump done? He has repealed or brought back some of those rights that was written into law.
Redacted, I think.
Redacted. Mm-hmm. What good is that law? The law here never changes. What's that, Malachi 4? The Lord said he don't change. Why do we keep running after this whole system thinking that we gonna change?
Something gonna change.
Ain't nothing gonna ever change with this but what that white man wants to change that benefits him.
Yep.
It benefits him. Now the law went into place, the civil rights law, and in it stipulates that integration in schools is possible, public facilities, and employment discrimination was made illegal. They had to write a law to make that illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's legal again to discriminate because there's no more DEI, right? I don't know. They making America great again is all I'm trying to say.
Hey, read verse 3. In Isaiah 30, read verse 3.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 3. Therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
And that's what we're looking at right now, because they said the black community, a lot of them went from Democrat to Republican to help vote and put Trump in office.
Right.
Because they felt like he was a better fit for them. Right? But guess what? Now it's your shame. Now you're seeing a whole bunch of things that's being taken away that was originally for you,
bring it out,
and now it's being taken away from you. So now you're feeling ashamed. Go ahead, finish the verse.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion.
Now we confused. Man, should I flip from Democrat? Should I have went to Republican? Should we voted for Trump or not? What is this going to turn to? Now we in confusion. What are we going to do now? It's confusion. We don't know where to go. When the whole time the Israelites been showing you the way to go this entire time.
That's
Repent.
right.
Go ahead.
We can go to Black Facts. Black Facts you don't know, Jack.
Hey, you know something funny?
What happened?
When you look at history, originally our people was Republicans.
Yeah.
And then they changed the narrative and made switch and start running behind Democrat. Two heads of the same beast.
All right, so we got a black fact that most black people don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and play the video.
Uh-oh. Bring it out.
People were hesitant to purchase his product or even to try it out because they couldn't believe that an African American could actually develop a product like this and that it would actually work.
Lake Erie, July 24th, 1916. Workers digging a water supply tunnel under the lake hit a pocket of gas. 32 men are trapped underground.
There was chaos, absolute chaos. There was nothing that anyone really could do to help. They remembered that Garrett Morgan, the inventor, lived here, and they thought maybe these safety hoods could be helpful in retrieving bodies.
And no one was willing to put on his hood and go in.
So he did. Morgan and his brother venture into the shattered tunnel. They rescue more than 20 men and retrieve the bodies of those who don't survive.
What better way to silence your skeptics or your critics than to put on your invention, use it, and have it be successful and save lives?
Morgan's safety hood will prove to be a boon for rescue workers for decades to come. But Garrett Morgan chooses not to make a fortune from his invention. Instead, he gifts it to the state.
He gave his patent to the
Now,
government.
you know that was a lie.
For their use, because he understood the importance of the safety device, of the breathing device in World War I, and knew that it would be an important piece of military kit.
Wow. Now we know
I
darn
better
well.
hope it's a lie. I hope that they was lying.
Come on, gifted.
I hope that they lying. I hope he didn't do what I thought he did. I hope he wasn't coon enough to gift it. They want us to really believe that. They think we are that unintelligent when we're just taking it at face value.
So he was
what
just
they say.
creating something that he knew that would make a lot of money for workers that get checked. Because that's what they get. They have those little hazmat suits and all of that stuff. It came from him. We invented that.
I didn't know that he made that. He made the traffic light. That's one of the inventions he known for. I didn't know he made this gas mask.
You don't get credit for the light either. Didn't he gift the idea too? Ain't that what they would say?
We got to look into that. Because if that's the case, I know it's a lie at that point. It's got to be a lie. Ain't no way. Yeah, I'm just giving it away now. Come on, stop it, bro.
He steal everything, so why wouldn't he steal that?
Right.
Come on,
Gifted it. Come on, we know these white people is gangsters, man. Yeah, just go ahead, right? I need you to gift that to us. That's our patent now.
Damn, man.
Come on now.
That show how great we is too.
Yep.
Because no matter what corner they tried to box us in, we still rise to the top. We made traffic lights, gas masks. You had a couple episodes back. It was a brother that made, was it the ladder for the fire department that they used? A brother
think so.
made the ladder. The the retractable ladder.
Yes, right.
Come on, man.
You know what this reminds me of? How the scripture say in Daniel 7, when it talks about Babylon, where he had the wisdom of a man, right? And it was talking about Daniel's wisdom. A lot of these kingdoms were only great and had this great knowledge because our people were in them and giving them that knowledge.
Right.
That's how America became so high that it is now. Remember, they made movies about our sisters being able to help them to do the math to get these rockets. That's how he was able to get to meet to the stars.
Hidden figures. That's what it was.
Hidden
Them
figures.
4 black women.
The lights, the gas mask, all this dangerous stuff folks are able to do. You wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for us.
Speaking of the traffic light, how orderly and civilized is the traffic light?
It's very orderly.
You wait, let these people go. Otherwise, it'll be just traffic jams, everybody running into each other. That's Esau. He the king of chaos. He ain't got the time to sit down and think, okay, let's make this fair.
Right.
It'll take somebody that's us to try to bring out some sort of semblance of fairness. But that's it.
So that'll conclude Black Facts.
You didn't know that, right?
That's right.
All praise.
Hey, we hope you got edified from today's show. Officer Asa,
Officer Yoganan,
Officer Judah.
We are the Watchmen. Like, share, subscribe. 12 tribes worldwide.
That's right.
Hebrews 13:17, prophets on the scene, wash your souls clean before we go into the gasoline. Took a while to understand Psalms 1:11-10. Brother calling me from Mississippi, trying to build a man. I flushed 14 grams, it made angels rejoice. It made me and Satan divorce, no spousal support. I'm running the course with my hand to the plow. Now putting in the pebble the way Soldier James taught me how. Break it out, it strengthened my spirit when we in the building. Ain't no feeling like giving a precept for a precept given. Preach, MOV condition, teach, 7 second living. We, 2 Timothy 2:15, represent us.